All right, everyone. So we are on the next step, of the installation of what's going on because I finally got these delivered. These are wireless I don't know whatever they're called, but they're grommets, pretty much. There's numbers and whatever, but these are grommets is what we use these in the field. Mostly we use these with the computer systems at the fast food restaurants and stuff like that when they got the counters and those computers. Or even at the coffee station, sometimes we would put these in to run the wires down. But I mean, if you're at the outdoor restaurants and stuff like that, they use these a lot with their networking and stuff. So I got these because you saw what's up. Mine, this is the bottom. It's going to go through here. I already insulated the back of it, which I recommend, like I said, because you did take out insulation. So I insulated mine really well. And now we're going to pop these out, and I'm going to put the grommet in there. I'm going to pop out this little one first and then put the grommet in this one. And that's going to be my plan, and we'll do that together real quick. So this big one looks like it's going to be made for there. And then I'm hoping that this one is definitely not going to fit in there. I'm hoping that I can get this one to fit in this hole, and then this one in this hole is going to be my plan. And then we're going to run the wires up. All right, so hopefully that's going to fit in there. If not, guys, you can just file that down with a rat tail, and you'll be fine to file that down. But let's see. Oh, it fits perfect. Actually, it was a lot easier than I thought. Now, the reason why it was easier is because I'm able to do it with both hands on both sides. If you already had this installed in the wall, no way that was going to be anything as easy. You know what I mean? You would have had to open up one of these slots and reach your hand in to really get that going, easily, all right? These are really simple, self-explanatory, these grommets, guys. All you do is just do an X, and then you can push it right through. I mean, they give you the lines. It's not like it's rocket science. You don't have to make them like the whole size or cut them open, whatever, but if you're gonna add later on, you're not gonna wanna use a razor blade to make this bigger with wires in here. You know what I mean? It's just not gonna be as easy and safe. So, just doing it this way the first time is probably just the easiest way. All right, done. See, there we go. They push in like that, and they'll hold the wires nice and tight. We're gonna run the 120 volt line through here as well. And like I said, this is just the easiest way so that I can just slide it right into the wall. All right, now we got to do the, now you're going to do the networking. Remember, I already ran these up from the floor. You staked them up or whatever, fished them up, whatever you want to call it. So I would just, it doesn't matter, one by one, whatever you want to do, as long as they're labeled. These slots are pretty big, so you can fit the label through it as well. You don't have to worry like when I was pulling through the wall. And they slide right through. As soon as you get the first one through, the hole closes up a little bit, and then you just fish, the next one in. Now, make sure when you're pushing them through, everything's intact. See, this is missing the cover, but make sure, you know what I mean, you're not gonna have a problem. You're not forcing anything through, and then you're gonna bust it up, and then you'll be upset when you think you're done. I'm loading up the small one first because most likely that's going to be the harder one to get stuff through later on. The bigger one will be easier to get stuff through, right? So just, my videos, preventative maintenance, plan out, this way you do stuff right the first time. And you just take less time in the future so you can work on your next projects, work on your next customer, you know what I mean? Help people out more. It just works out that better, okay? All right, everyone, so I am leveling it out. I'm drilling this all in, use a level. You can use a small one on the top, but I don't need really one on the top so much, but I need them on the sides. I want to push mine as much this way because remember, there's something over here on the right, an object on the right over here. That's why we're gonna, go from the side and make sure it's level. Mine's level, mine's perfect. You might have to add a couple of screws to make it a little bit more level than what you're thinking. I'm gonna add 2 more screws right here, but I'm just showing you, I used a couple of screws. These are not the screws, guys, that are gonna be for a quick disconnect or anything like that. See, they have these are like the mounting screws that you can put them in and you can lift it off. I will not be able to lift this off anyway, okay, because it's tight in the wall. So that's not going to work for me. It doesn't matter. So I put these in. These are my favorite kind of screws to use. They usually use these are called, I think, sheathing screws, or you know, they use them to hold down and stuff like that, sheathing and mesh and stuff. They have really big heads. They're awesome. So this way you don't have to use washers, and that's what I like, not to have extra stuff, and I don't like to have to use washers and stuff. So these ones grip it. They're really good for the applications that I need them for. I put them in here, and then on the corner, you know, you have a bunch of holes everywhere. I mean, this is plastic. You can make your own holes, and technically you shouldn't be having high voltage in here anyway, so you can use metal and not really have much of a problem, you know, in the back, and have, you know, the same exact safety issues that if this was carrying, you know, line voltage, you can't do the same, you know, you can't do the same exact mounting kind of practices and stuff, right? But that's kind of how it works, all right? You saw I ran mine in, so I'm gonna put my, you know, my outlet, we're gonna wire that in a little bit. I explained to you, I put all my cords through here, and I left the big one open because I am gonna be adding more security cameras and stuff. And like I said, the big one will be easier to fish through rather than trying to fish through, you know, this one right here, okay? So that's kind of not like what I want to do over there. I'm gonna keep mounting this, and you're gonna try to aim, guys, to make this frame, try to make it flush with the wall, okay? Because the cap itself, the cover, pulls itself in, and you're gonna want the cover, especially for your customers, you're gonna want the cover as close to the wall as possible, okay? This way, when they're looking, you know, there's gonna be no seam, and people like premium product if you're gonna charge a premium price, right? I mean, if you're doing half-ass jobs and people are paying half-ass prices, I don't know, that's fine. Maybe that business model works for you. You know, that's not how I roll over here. I like premium product, premium price, and that's just the way it is. I just, you know, I don't like to worry about stuff. I like to move forward and then worry about the next project, next something else. All right, everyone. So you saw I had to put the installation there. Remember, guys, to pop in your installation. I forgot. I was so busy. I put that in, and you know, I put that in because I was trying to lay out the wires. Then I just took mine out though, and it took a second. I put mine in. You know, obviously you're not gonna be able to staple it, but you still want to replace it. All right, you don't want to just take it out of the wall and then not replace it, especially if you're doing someone's house. You know what I mean? If someone else comes along, they check that, they're going to be like, who worked on that or whatever? I'm not going to want to use that person ever again. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why, you know, just try to keep it right or whatever the case may be as much as possible. But anyway, so I popped that in there. We're going to tuck that in, and then I can, you know, go back to putting this into the wall and install it, you know, how I was doing it. All right. All right, guys, so you're just gonna wire this up really easy. We got the, you know, the dark colored one, the light colored one. You know, you're gonna have your neutral. White gonna go to there most likely, your neutral. And then my black L1 will go to here. And then we got a ground over here. I'm wrapping these up and doing a little loop because this is one of the cheaper outlets. If you have the more expensive ones, you could slide it in. They come with you know, little clamps in there, but this one does not have a clamp or anything, and I won't be able to fit it in there. Those are really small. That's, I don't even know, but that's for like, I guess, like 14 gauge wire, so that's not going to work for that, but I'm going to wrap mine around. It's going to work fine. All right, guys, so when you are putting the wires on, when you're going to wrap them around, what we want to do is wrap the circle and follow the same way that the threading is going to go. This way, when you're tightening it, it's pulling the wire actually onto, you know, the screw itself and onto the terminal, so you have a better connection. All right, and that's it. Then I usually put tape around it just in case when I'm going to take it out later, or if anything, you know, it's just easier to have tape around it. It's safer if you're going to work on it in the future, if you're going to put your meter on it, whatever. It's just I just put tape on it. All right, so you just fold these in, tuck them in there, you're going to want to have extra in there always, just in case the future, say these get wet, burn out, whatever, you have to cut them back. You know, you want to have extra inside this box, just makes it a lot easier. Also, have an idea of what position you're going to want to put your outlet or receptacle in. I'm going to put mine with the ground facing down, and the reason why I want the ground facing down is because that's going to work out for my setup. If I have it this way, it's going to mess up this outlet, and it's going to or it'll hit this box, and I don't think I'm going to be able, oh no, I might be able to get in, never mind, wait a second. All right, yeah, so mine's going to work out like that way with the ground facing down. See, I'm going to have it this way going out. I could still use that plug for something else, and then that's going to be my power strip. Like I can just go this way. All right, guys, I'm going to install a cover on mine. I had to trim mine a little bit. I just used a razor blade, really, because this is plastic. I just used the razor blade so I can get this in. You can use a smaller one, obviously, you know, but this one, I had to trim a little bit. Now it's fine. It fits in there. The reason why I'm going to put a cover on it, just in case someone, you know, drops something in here. We don't want that. And then, you know, you got to reach for it where the electric is or whatever, you know, so that's why I'm going to cover that up, even though, you know, we're not going to use this receptacle so much. And that's it. And then my plan is to have this, and then I want to be able to mount this, you know, something like that. All right, so it looks like I'm going to have to mount it. The best way, guys, is probably going to be to mount it this way and then plug everything in this way. And hopefully the cords will be able to fit. Yeah, so my plan is to try to put it down here. If not, we're going to put it up here. And then we're going to see what it's going to look like. All right, guys, so we'll be back with that in a little bit.